Am I the asshole for telling my sister no to taking in her kids? Me, 35, and my husband, 37, have been married for 3 years. We do not have children, nor have we ever wanted children. We love our child-free life. My sister, 32, has 3 girls. 13, 9, and 7. I love them very much, but I've never been the aunt that wants them to spend the night or spend time more than a couple hours with them. They stress me out, all kids do lol. My sister is an addict and my niece's dad is currently in prison. Their grandma, who is also my mother but I have no contact with, has guardianship of them. That story we'll save for another post. My sister, who comes in and out of the girls' lives, has had nothing to do with me. Once in a while she'll reach out and say hi, but that's more like 2 times a year. Even though I reach out once a week. Anyways, long story short, it's a very toxic family environment and me and my husband just stick to ourselves. Recently, the place they have all been living at has been sold and they were told in November they have until January 31st to be out. So today 1/23 they had my 13-year-old niece call me and tell me they're not going to have anywhere to live if I don't take them in. Yes, they had the 13-year call me and say that. I DK what to do. I don't want to change up mine and my husband's life. I love the way our life is. I'm so mentally drained. I don't want the responsibility and don't feel like it's mine, but I also feel guilty. I've been doing this for years, dealing with others' messes. Both my parents were addicts and it's the same toxic cycle with my sister. Unless you're 100% wanting to do this, it's a no. You'll traumatize the kids even further being an unhappy guardian. When your niece called, did you demand to speak with their guardian? That's ridiculous, they put a child in this predicament. Nope, don't step in this shit, your shoes will never stop smelling. These are not your consequences to suffer. CPS? Not the asshole. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, especially given the constant cycle of toxicity you've described. It's heartbreaking about the kids, but it's okay to acknowledge that you're not the right rescue option here. Feeling guilty is natural, but remember, it's not on you to fix everything. Not the asshole. Just call CPS. They'll step in and bring the kids into the foster care system, or potentially assist your mother with temporary housing if it's available in her area. Not the asshole. It's heartbreaking, but this isn't your responsibility. They put a 13-year-old in the middle to guilt trip you, which is manipulative. You're allowed to prioritize your life and mental health. If you want to help, look into resources or housing programs for them, but saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Am I the asshole? I rejected my BIL's child being a flower girl. I, 27F, am getting married this spring to my boyfriend, 26M. We have been planning our wedding for 2 years now and have been trying to get blessings from both sides of our families, but only my family was supportive of our decision to get married. While receiving racist remarks from my to-be in-laws, they disapproved of us getting married and wanted us to wait a while before settling down. Since we weren't receiving full support, we decided to plan the wedding ourselves and finalized the details like date, venue, catering, etc. We are not and have not asked for any financial support, and they have not asked if we need help in any aspect of the planning. I also asked a family friend's daughter, 4F, to be the flower girl after the engagement and her mom agreed. Fast forward about a year since the flower girl was confirmed. My boyfriend's older brother and his wife recently gave birth to a baby girl. Let's call her Amy. And they have been badgering us about allowing their baby, will be 11MO by the time of the wedding, my fiance's niece, be the flower girl. My boyfriend and I pointed out that Amy isn't guaranteed to be able to walk by that time, and Amy's father responded by saying that he could carry her down the aisle. When we initially said no to that idea, as I think it's weird giving the role of a flower girl to a child that won't be physically able to do any of the normal flower girl duties, and it would look ugly having a toddler walk down next to an adult holding a baby. Amy's father and Amy's grandmother kept on badgering us with the same questions. Can Amy be the flower girl? What color theme is your wedding? We'll buy a dress for Amy. Since Amy is our first and only grandchild, it's tradition for our family for her to be flower girl. Am I the asshole late to reject Amy as the flower girl? Smiling face with tear. Here is some context. Amy's father and my boyfriend have 2 other siblings. Amy is currently 7MO and cannot crawl or sit up unassisted. Amy's father and Amy's grandmother make racist comments about me behind my back. Why invite racists to your wedding at all? Why isn't your fiancé handling his racist family? Not the asshole. How can it be a tradition if she's the first? That's some wild boomer mental gymnastics. Stick to your decisions. Boyfriend needs to be the one to shut his family down. Be prepared for some fallout. Like them threatening not to come if she's not flower girl. Be prepared for some antics on wedding day. Have some of your family and friends ready to run interference on the day. Budget money to Photoshop dress colors or smiles onto faces. Password protect your vendors. Not the asshole. You already have a flower girl. And that's entirely too young for a child to be involved in the wedding. Amy's father and Amy's grandmother make racist comments about me behind my back. Why are you even inviting these people? Not the asshole. Your fiancé needs to handle this by telling his brother that, if the racist comments don't stop, he won't even be invited to the wedding, much less be carrying his daughter down the aisle as a flower girl. And he needs to ask his mother if it's tradition to say awful things about her soon-to-be daughter-in-law, and give her the same ultimatum. Not the asshole. She's far too young to be a flower girl. She may not be able to walk, she wouldn't understand what to do or basic instructions. She could end up crying or getting distracted or throwing a fit. There's zero need for her to be there aside from her parents wanting her to be a little star. It's not fair to her, honestly. Am I the asshole for canceling my appointment at the nail salon? Edit. I forgot to mention that she has MS and EBV, and it's the EBV that requires stem cells transplant. She also said EBV is not contagious and she got it from a raw vegetable. I paid for my nails and was asked to donate her the money for her personal needs. I, 30 female, found a good manicurist, Nina, fake name, a few months ago. I've been to her salon 4 or 5 times. Sadly, the Nina, 40 female, has multiple sclerosis and EBV and she needs stem cells transplantation. She is planning on opening a charity fund because she cannot afford to pay for that $50K. This is all very sad and I wanted to help her once fund is set up, of course. The thing is, the last time I went to the salon, Nina asked me to give her money, $50, because she couldn't pay her bills. I of course sent her the money. I felt really bad for her and didn't hesitate for a second. But, almost a week after, she called me and asked for $300, because apparently she has mistaken an amount of the bill for which I sent her the $50 in the first place. I couldn't send her that much money and offered to give her $50 again and she said, okay. I felt weird because I've been to the salon a few times, we're not friends or anything and I don't think it's okay to call your clients and ask for money. She also called a friend, 30 female, of mine, who went to Nina's salon as well and Nina asked her for $300 too. After that I cancelled my appointment and went to a new nail salon. Keep in mind, I've been at her salon just 5 times. The manicurist called me to ask what's wrong and I said that it's not okay for me to be asked for money, twice. And I understand that she's in a difficult situation, but that's not the way to earn money. She said I'm in a hole and I can afford to help her and I'm insensitive. Also I want to mention that at the moment there is no charity fund and I would have helped with donations once it's set up. Am I wrong? As far as I know, there is no transplant treatment for MS. I think you are being conned. Not the asshole. She has some nerve to call her clients asking money. Especially that large of an amount? Not the asshole. I would question if she's lying about everything as a scam to get more money. But either way just quit giving her money. She's ungrateful and weird. Not the asshole. She absolutely should not be asking customers for money like this. Not the asshole. It's really in bad taste to try to fundraise from your customers, and I would include selling candy bars or Girl Scout cookies in that list. This is a business relationship. As long as you paid for the manicure, nails and tipped decently, you owe her nothing. Not the asshole. I would have cancelled and found a new place too. This crosses personal and professional boundaries. Please don't feel obligated to give people answers, or money. If they ask, you can keep it short and say no. I found a place that's more convenient. You don't owe people an explanation. Maybe they think getting nails done is luxury, and they can guilt you into giving money. You sound really nice and caring. I used to be more like this, but now I'm old and found people will use you if they sense you are kind-hearted. Of course you can choose who to help in life, but you can't help everyone. Most important is helping and protecting yourself. You are not an AH. Am I the asshole for choosing a physical line over when people arrived? This morning my mom and I took her 2 cats to the vet. The vet that we use is a walk-in only business. You cannot make appointments except for surgeries. We have been using this vet for several years and I have been there recently with my own cat. When we got there 40 minutes before it opened there was no physical line but several people sitting in their cars. This is not unusual. What has happened literally every other time I have been there is that people wait in their cars until one person gets in line, then everyone usually zooms to get their spot. Then we all wait until the place opens. We waiting in their cars for about 20 minutes before someone got out of their car and got in line. Seeing that, I followed suit, leaving my mom and animals in the car, making me second in line. After another 5-ish minutes some of the other people, 3 people, got out of their cars and said loudly, "Well, we should be going with who actually arrived first," and then proceeded to label where they thought everyone should be, putting me 5th. I didn't say anything cause that sounded like nonsense to me, and so they just kinda all stood off to the side and waited. Meanwhile, more people began to show up and get in line behind me and the first person. The group didn't say anything to them, just talked amongst themselves. When the doors opened, they take 3 people at a time and the lady in line in front of me went in, a lady from the big group, and then I was going in as well. As I tried to walk in, one of the people in the group went, "Excuse me, I was here before you." I stated that I was in line before her and was going in. She got angry, but I went in anyway. As I was trying to check in, the woman from the group that had made it inside tried to tell the employees that I had cut in front of someone, and I once again stated I had been in line before her. The employees told us that everyone would be seen and it would be fine. I feel a little guilty, but my logic was that I could have slept in my car in the parking lot, but if I didn't get in line, then that wouldn't have meant I got to cut ahead of everyone. That isn't how the system works. I have arrived first on previous visits but not made it in line first. No one has ever pitched a fit about line versus arrival order before. So am I the asshole for going ahead of this group that was waiting in their cars despite me being in line first? This is a fucking preposterous way to get veterinary care, and y'all need to find a vet who can use a goddamn calendar. This is so easily solved with these 2 newfangled inventions called a pen and paper. Simply post a sign-in sheet on the door. People can sign in and then go back to their cars. No waiting in line necessary, and no arguments about who was there first. Edited to fix typo. The vet is Ta. And I would give this vet a poor review online and mention the issues that the no scheduling system is causing. It's fine if they accept same-day appointments. My vet does, too, and charges extra for them. But the vet's office is really the ones at fault for this dumb system of forcing everyone to fight to be the first in the door with their sick pets first thing in the morning. The vet is Ta here, not you and not the other people in line. Not the asshole they decided to change the unwritten rules because it's cold out and they wanted to stay in the comfort of their cars. You did a good job ignoring the entitlement, too bad they hyper-focused on you. Not the asshole. The system is based on who is in line, plain and simple. But if this place insists on using such a nonsense system, then maybe you can request they implement tickets with numbers, similar to the deli counter. So people don't have to actually wait in a physical line. Not the asshole. My 5-year-old grandson knows how a line works. The one thing is you have to be in the line.